Hello friends, I hope you've had a good week. This is Kate in the future speaking here. I had to refilm the beginning of this video because of a technical fail that I only found out when I started to edit. Hence, I'm in my pajamas, I have wet hair. I never thought I'd go onto YouTube in my pajamas, so I've already done the wet hair. Anyway, you live and you learn. I hope you've had a good week. This week has been a bit mixed for me because I found out that my dear cat Cookie has been diagnosed with diabetes. Which I mean was a bit of a shock, although I had been warned it could be a possibility. His vet is wonderful and I'm learning to give him the insulin shots, but it's been a bit of a change. Anyway, I hope your week was good. In this video I want to show you some of the things I've been doing just in my life and on for spooky season coming up. By the way, if you are new here, thank you very much for clicking on this video. My name is Kate. Kate Sanderson. I am a horror movie actress in the main. That's what I'm best known for. And I'm also trying to do up this house, which I moved to in January. I'm now living in Essex. It's a lovely house, but there's quite a lot to do. So this vlog is a bit of a mix of all those different things. So if you would enjoy that, please stay and watch the rest of the video. And right now, let's go to my Halloween countdown calendar and see what the gift is for today. Okay, well here we are in my front hall. This is my sort of what you see when you come in the door up the right hand side. Here's my calendar and I will now try to, right, oh it's opening, good. Let's see what we've got, Okay, in the third one, there is nothing. We got 4 in the last one. 4 in the number 2 slot, so maybe that was a mistake. Okay, let's try number 4. Okay. Oops. Oh dear, I'm sorry guys. Oh, what a mess. Oh geez, what a mess I'm making here. Okay, so go 1 and okay, 1 item in this one. Okay, so we have, this is the new one. We have a little witchy hat in this one. I was saying in my last video, perhaps I could give these out on Halloween trick-or-treat night, but the truth is I'm kind of worried that they are a choke hazard, that a child could choke on these because they're very small. So I think I'll maybe have to try and make something, craft something with them eventually. Is there nothing else in there? Okay. Well, there you go. Mr. Pumpkin in a witch hat, that was today. Cool. I showed you my plushies in my last video, but I recently just got this bat. I was just a bit depressed this week and I thought this little bat looked so cute, so I got that. Oh dear, I'm developing a plushie thing. They're just so nice. They're much better made. You know, when I was a little girl, 100 years ago, a soft toy was quite a substantial item. It was pretty expensive. Nowadays, they make soft toys, I suppose, very, very cheaply. And in a sense, it's not good for the planet. But they're very cute and kind of cozy looking. When I sit watching TV, I like looking at my plushies. Okay, right, let's have a little look. Hello again, friends. I had to refilm this little bit as well. Please come over and see now where I've got my horror DVDs, and I'll show you what I've been looking at. The arrangement that I have for them is not very pretty, but again, it's a work in progress. I would say, as I explained to you, Cookie has been diagnosed with diabetes, and I am in a bit of a mess anyway, but various things in the house will probably seem a bit off to you, like my sofa covers obviously need to be replaced. They're a bit crumply looking. I didn't see that. I wasn't thinking about it when I was doing my filming, but doing my filming has been a great help to kind of slightly distract me from Cookie's condition and the house. But I mean, he's okay. He's fine. I don't want to sort of play the violin or anything. He's really doing very well. And anyway, let's have a look at my DVDs I've been watching. Here, beside the TV, are some of my my horror movies. There are quite a lot, and in fact, I think I have more in the shelves in the next room. This arrangement here is really not very pretty. You know, I found moving into a new house, it's just, I used to have storage for things in my old house, and of course my old house was completely different. But for me, it is a kind of a sort of a plus that I've actually managed to identify these DVDs and get them into one place. Let's look at what I've been looking at recently. Okay, Last night I looked at this sort of documentary, An Affectionate Look at the Monsters. It's made by a Canadian stand-up comedy duo from like the 1950s and 60s. I think they were called Wayne and Schuster. And I was kind of grateful because I've always intended to look at some of these old horror movies like, the Hunchback of Notre Dame and the original Phantom of the Opera, and they showed quite big excerpts of those. And I think eventually I will try and get those on DVD. So that really was nice, and it was nice to see some more of like Bela Lugosi. I love the Ed Wood movie, but it was nice to see Bela Lugosi in some real clips of himself. So that was a good one. There you go. And I've also been looking at Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas, partly because I like this movie, but the countdown Halloween calendar we just looked at, it's The Nightmare Before Christmas. So I wanted to see if the little counters and things in it had any connection to the movie. And actually they didn't. I didn't see any of those little faces in the movie. But it's a wonderful film, very interesting, and it was really nice to see it again. So anyway, I don't know why maybe there'll be some Nightmare Before Christmas things in that calendar eventually, but so far that has been elusive. Okay. And also, in my last video, I think I mentioned I'd watched Halloween and Halloween 2, and I've also recently been seeing Halloween 3, which, it's not such a good movie, but it has got that sort of catchy thing about the silver shamrock and I certainly watched it all. It's very, very 80s looking. It's a kind of 80s feel, Halloween 3. So I enjoyed it. If you liked Halloween 1 and 2, it is worth seeing. The Season of the Witch. So I enjoyed that. And who knows what I will look at tonight. We'll see. Hey, Cookie. How are you doing? Looking very sharp. Oh, you're gorgeous. Okay, there we go. Well, guys, this is my mantelpiece in my front room. In a previous video in this series, I decorated this room and painted this mantelpiece, and so that's one of the things I will be decorating for Halloween. I do have one Halloween thing up there already, this little ghost I got from Victoria Gothic in Clacton, and then here's a dark angel made of polymer clay my sister made many years ago. That's nice. This little witch is actually my oldest Halloween decoration, and it was given to me by my dad. He once worked abroad in Germany in this, it must have been somewhere like Bavaria, and apparently there was a little village there which their whole kind of industry is making these little models of witches. Yes, that's their whole industry as a little town. And my dad got one of these for me and one for my sister, and I've just always treasured it. It's amazing how when something's been made by hand, of course I suppose they have a production line of making these, it's just got such a different feeling from a commercial factory bought item. I've tried to look on Google to see what this village might be or where it's called, but I've just so far not found it. Maybe now they do other things, they have another economy, but my dad said that at that time, making these little models of witches was their whole thing, and they had really big ones too, but he just got these we got little ones, one for me, one for my sister. And so that was my first ever Halloween ornament decoration given to me by my dad. I think he probably sensed that I was very interested in spooky things and like fairy tales and stuff. I'll put in this picture of me in my little witch outfit when I was a child, and he got this for me, and I will be hanging it up somewhere. Okay, there we go. Well, friends, if you saw my last video, you will have seen my attempt to make a spooky lunch with my buldak noodles from Japan with the little witchy icon. It didn't work. However, I'm going to have a spooky lunch today by hook or by crook, so let's go to the kitchen and I'll show you this really easy pasta sauce that I'm going to make, which is just right for spooky season, I think. So friends, if you're new here, this is a bit of my kitchen. I've got more sorting out to do, but trust me, it's looking better. Right. Got my new autumn oilcloth here, which is cute. I love this book. This is a book where I can keep different clippings of recipes. I'm trying to improve my cooking. Oh, that says horror. That's not very good. But the recipe I want, I'm sure it's tucked away in one of these That looks like it. You see, it's such a cute book. I really need to copy my recipes in longhand into the pages, but so far I've just used the folders. Okay, so what I want to make is veggie bolognese. So I think I have the ingredients ready. Let's turn around. So yes, these are the main ingredients. You need an orange, a carrot, mushrooms. I've got meat-free beef for the mince. And it's going to be spooky because, ta-da, Halloween pasta. I will have a spooky meal. I will not be put off. So I think it's a very simple recipe. I once had some French people over for lunch and they liked this so much they emailed me the next day for the recipe. So if French people like a dish, that's pretty good recommendation. Anyway, this one is from Good Food and I printed it out years ago. So I will assemble these things together and we'll put them in the pot. Cool. Hi friends, I forgot to say you need a tin of chopped tomatoes and I've got no dried herbs, but I have some fresh basil, so I'm using that instead. Okay, on with the cooking. Okay friends, well I've put in the olive oil and here I will put in... Hello friends, well it's proving very difficult to film. So here I've got my carrots and my onion and I will put those in. Oh, I'm going everywhere. Wow, I'm not Delia Smith. Okay, right, I will get the oven on. And this should be cooked for about 10 minutes. So, since I'm not Delia Smith, I will now put on the timer. Okay. I love that smell of the onions frying. Even when you're not a very expert cook, it's a lovely, reassuring sound. Okie doke, get on with that. Well friends, maybe I am Julia Smith because it's not yet 10 minutes and I think that's enough. So I'm now going to add the mushrooms. 1 second. Okay, some of the onions are a tiny bit burned looking, so I think I was actually correct to stop cooking them. Oops, put that one in. Apparently I'm going to get 4 portions of this, so that's great. That will keep me going for a few days. And apparently I have to fry in these mushrooms for just a couple of minutes, and then we can add the next ingredient, which I think is the tomatoes. Let me double check the recipe. These are just the most basic tin tomatoes in, I think, Lidl. I really love fresh tomatoes. I sometimes do make a pasta sauce with fresh cherry tomatoes, and the sweetness and freshness of the tomato is fantastic. But I think with this sauce, from what I remember, the tin tomatoes are delicious in this situation. Okie doke. Okay, that's quietened it down a bit. Right, let's check the recipe. Okay, so we actually need half a tin of water as well. So that's going in. That's bubbling around. Well, that looks quite hearty, doesn't it? We now need the herbs. And also, I think, the ketchup. So, a couple of tablespoons of ketchup. That's probably enough. Okay. That's really nice. Okay. And now I think I've got to also add some vegetarian stock cube. So I'll maybe mix that up with a tiny bit of boiling water and then I'll add that in. Just 1 second. The stock cube always takes a while. Okay. Okay. I think that's a chicken one. I don't think I had any vegetarian ones in. Or if I do have them, surprise, surprise, I don't know where they are. Last week I made a pie and I couldn't find my rolling pin. Or what else was there? There were several other baking related things that I actually just couldn't find. I had to use a jam jar for rolling. I think a tidy up of this kitchen is the next thing. Okay, that's probably enough, right. Okay, that is everything. I put in the stock cube and now just have to stir well to make this into a sauce. And I think in a minute or two I can add the minced up corn and it will be largely done. Cool. Okay, Meatless Farm beef style mince. I've never used this brand before. I used to be near a Safeway in North London and now I'm near like a Morrison's, so hopefully it'll be good. It does look like a mince, so okay, try it. Okay, whoops, oh, that was drift, oh dear. That was an absolute fail. Okay, it's quite a big amount of food for this little pot. Oh gosh, no, I'm definitely not Delia Smith. I thought when I made this before, this pot was the right size. Maybe I used a different pot, I don't know. Okay. I must say they've got corn nowadays to look more like meaty mince than the other corn that I've had in the past. Okay. Right, so I think I now have to just add salt and pepper and then cover it up and cook it for 12 minutes. Right. Right, well that looks pretty hearty, so I will take away my spoon and cover it up and try the 12 minutes. Or maybe I'll check on it after 7 minutes. Okay. Welcome to the world's biggest block of cheddar. I'm going to now, all I have to do is grate up some cheese to put on the top. And there's my Halloween pasta. And I boiled up water for that, so soon I'll put that on to boil. And I should be having a spooky dinner. Okay. Okay friends, well the pasta, it seems to be like little jack-o'-lanterns, spiders, bats and things. So I'll put some of that in. That's probably more than enough. Let's have a look at this. Oh, that's looking nice. Yep. Okay. So yeah, I put some oil and I put some salt into the pasta. So it's already boiling water, so hopefully it won't take too long and I'll be ready to eat. If you're interested, this Dalla Costa pasta was just on Amazon, well, UK Amazon, and it looks very cute. Looks like it's something that they do kind of every year. Yeah, so anyway, Dalla Costa. We'll see how it tastes. Okay friends, well here are some of the shapes in case you're interested in buying this for your family. I can see a spider, I can see a bat, I can see a pumpkin. The pasta's kept its shape pretty well, so I will just now add some sauce and go and watch a movie. Well, there's supposed to be 4 portions here, and there's definitely 4 portions. I can be eating this probably all week, so that's great. Okay, that looks very nice. Bon appetit. Friends, this afternoon's movie is called Spooky House with Sir Ben Kingsley. It was made in Canada a number of years ago. I must say, I feel like this is what autumn is made for. Nice dinner in front of the TV and a nice movie. Okay, lovely.
Come on, it's now.
Hello friends, that was Spooky House. As I said, I love the movie Spooky House and I watch it every year. It's just really cute, and although it's for younger viewers, I still enjoy it. And at the end, I always get a shiver up my spine when the kind of magic unfolds. So if you've not watched Spooky House, I recommend it. I think it's a lovely movie. So I think now I have had a rest. I'm going to head out to the shops to get some wire. You will see why I need the wire tomorrow. And I think some candy, because after all, what's Halloween without some candy? So I will see what they have. Okay. Okay guys, well I got back and I will now show you, I was successful in what I wanted to get, by the way. Let me now show you the second Halloween decoration that I ever got. This is something that I saved up my pocket money to buy when I was in secondary school. Let me show you. Guys, well it is actually this little witch candy dish. I think actually it is, strictly speaking, possibly a trick-or-treat pail as well, but I think it would be a little bit fragile and not very big for a trick-or-treat pail. So I just use it as a candy dish. If I close up on the face, it's just quite a sweet, sort of friendly old witchy lady, and she's got her turned up boots, and you know, there are like moons and stuff on her fabric. I bought this at a gift shop in Glasgow called The Craftsman many years ago, like in the 1980s. I think actually it wasn't actually at Halloween that I bought it. I saw this at Halloween in the window and I couldn't afford it, so I saved up, and then sometime after Halloween I went to the shop and I described it and they took it out of the back because nobody had bought it, and I was able to get this, and I was just so pleased to have an actual Halloween sort of item. This kind of thing was very rare in Glasgow at that time. So anyway, that was my second thing. The witch that my dad gave me was my first thing. So I got some candy, so I will pour that in now. So there we are. My little lady filled with candy. And now it's going to be the sort of struggle to not eat it all. I'll have to do my best. Okay. So, hi friends. Apparently Frutellas have real fruit juice. Okay. I'm guessing that Butter Mentos have real butter in them. So, anyway, a little bit. I think now, friends, I'm going to try to decorate my mantelpiece. As I've told you probably an umpteen times, I moved into this house in January. Most of my rooms are not kind of settled down yet, and I don't have a huge number of spaces that I can kind of spookify. But I'll do this mantelpiece and then we'll see how it looks. Okay. My sister gave me this card for my birthday. It says, "Life without cake is possible, but pointless." So we have a redoubtable lady there having some delicious cake. My sister knows me well. Yes. Okay, right. Well, I'll get on with doing the mantelpiece. At the moment, as I've showed you before, it's quite a bit of a jumble. There's my blind box stuff from last week. Still not gone to the fairy shed. It will go. Okay, I will get the mantelpiece sort of done as far as I can, and then I'll come back to you. One thing which is very me is I knit little pouches for my decorations to go in. I do this for Christmas. I think I've got some for my Easter stuff too. The Halloween ones are gloriously ugly. Oh, that one I've already unpacked what was in that one. But they just, I just don't like storing ornaments in like plastic bags. I'd rather just knit something permanent. So what have we got in here? I tend to do a little popper on the end. Okay. Oh, cripes, I've got even more of these pumpkins. No one can say I'm going to run out. Okay, oh, I've got a nice Day of the Dead skull there. I remember that one. That was in Poundland years ago. Okay. Okay, that's cool. I just wanted to show off my my pouch things. Okay. This really is the ugliest pouch that I've got. Well, perhaps this one is actually here. Sorry, oh, that candy, it's making me burp. That's awful. In these, I keep this kind of, I've got 2 of these embroidery pictures. I did these many years ago from a Donna Cooler book. I'll try and look it up, but yeah, let me get it actually. Yes, the book is Donna Cooler's Seasons in Cross Stitch. And here is the, she advised that you embroider these designs onto a t-shirt. But I thought that's much too much work to go on a t-shirt. So I did it on canvas, and then I framed it. Let me get the other one. Yeah, here's the other one. So yeah, that was quite a good job. That's about one of the most complicated bits of embroidery I've ever done. Sorry to boast, but there you go. I remember when I did this, I couldn't figure out what this blue frill was around the crow's neck, and I still don't really know. I suppose it's just a little embellishment for the crow. He's got this blue bit. But yes, I maybe we'll put those on the mantelpiece. We'll see. You know, I might just change this mantelpiece, but I'll just try. Just try for today. Well, hello friends. Here is a first attempt to do my mantelpiece. I've not had a mantelpiece for about 20 years. I used to, and I was a little girl, or a teenager, I had a little mantelpiece in my bedroom, and we had a mantelpiece in our sitting room. In North London, we had no mantelpiece. So this in itself is just very, very exciting. I think it would be nice to have a bit of cobweb over the top of some of the things on the mantelpiece to tie it together. And of course, I need to put batteries and LED lights and things. And then I think this, my romantic lady painting, is just kind of wrong here. So I think I maybe have to find some fabric to gently drape over her. And I have a poster from a show I did, which was a bit spooky years ago, and I think I might put that in front of her. But I'll have to get that organized. And I'll just pan gently across the here. So I've got a couple of little haunted houses here and some ghosties. And just some pumpkins and pine cones, and then my Donna Cooler embroidery, the little cat on the pumpkin. You see how I like cute Halloween more? And then some more little ghosties and pine cones. And then a witch, and another witch actually. Gosh, I got this in a little shop, a candle shop in Covent Garden years ago. Yeah, it was when I came to London. And then I have my other Donna Cooler plastic canvas, not plastic canvas, cross stitch embroidery. The frame's got a bit kind of marked with something. I don't know. Okay. And then there's my sister's beautiful dark angel made out of polymer clay. Try and go up close, but you can't see it very well in this light. But it really is a beautiful piece that she made. And then there's just an assortment of glittery pumpkins, and then this is a wreath of sort of retro Halloween kind of vintagey signs. I love this little girl. I've got a spare one of those. I might frame it. And there's the little witch that my dad gave me. And then down here I have a big sort of oblong pumpkin from the late great Wilko stores, Wilkinson's. British people will know by Wilko, but it's a chain of shops that's gone out of business now, sadly. And I've got my new pumpkin cushion. Actually gets a bit ski-whiffy. Yeah, and then a haunted house biscuit tin from Marks and Spencer. So it's just a first try, and I'm very, very thrilled to have a mantelpiece. Yeah, I'm in an awful mess in the rest of the room, but it's a good start, and that's great. Okay. Well, friends, here's my decals. As it's getting a bit darker. They're nice. I think maybe if I had some Halloween like light up things in the backyard, maybe they would sort of shine up a bit more, but you know, actually I'm really pretty happy with these. Okay, I will stop going on about my decals now. Okay. Okay, friends, this is Sorority Row, which I've not seen for a number of years actually, but I do remember I kind of enjoyed it before. So I will get that on and we'll see what I think afterwards. It's a nice morning. Cookie is, I think because of his diabetes, he's wanting more and more water. Okay, Cookie, I'll put it on. Okay. Oh, bless him. Cookie has always drunk a lot of water at the tap, but lately it's been more. Okay. Good morning, friends. A lot of people on YouTube are showing really lovely kind of oatmeal breakfasts with stewed fruit and all that stuff. Unfortunately, what I've opened recently is this cereal called Grape Nuts, and it's quite nice. They're like little tiny rocks, I would say. Tried it with milk. No, didn't go with milk. There's not enough flavour. So now I'm having some with strawberry yogurt. I would say apparently the grape nuts have a lot of fibre and they have got plus points. But if you have weak teeth or a lot of crowns or something, which I do not, I would not have grape nuts. They're too hard. But, you know, I would say perhaps they're more like supposed to be a component. Like they've got some lovely fruit there, which I haven't been organised enough to get. But the yogurt and the grape nuts are quite nice. Hopefully next autumn I will get more into the oatmeal and stuff. Well, I think what I will try today is my vintage Dundee orange marmalade that I got in Scotland a few weeks ago. Let's have a little go. Okay, cool. Oh, come on, please. Ugh. What I notice is that this marmalade doesn't seem to have any sort of bits in it. It's just like a smooth jam. So if you were someone who was obsessed with bits, this would be disappointing. I don't really mind. I'll try a bit. Okay. I'm not going to go on camera without my makeup on, but it was very pleasant marmalade. Yeah, it was nice. Yeah, I think I should get into the oatmeal breakfasts, though. That would be good. Hi, Cookie. Hello. I did get last night. I got down my sort of spooky play poster to have in my my mantelpiece rather than the romantic lady. It's not quite covering the gap. That's the thing. I think I might have to put something else behind it as well. But it's nice, and considering the house is really still in a complete mess, it's just nice to have, you know, done something that I wanted to do and be a bit festive. Another little area that I've sort of changed here is I put a few extra items up on my linen cupboard. So I've got the 2 baskets there, which were there already, and my leaves, and I've put up just a trick-or-treat pail and my Day of the Dead skull from Poundland years ago, and my Victoria Gothic little ghosty. So, yeah, I'm certainly Halloweening out. Okay, good morning everyone. I thought I would just stand here with my spooky mantelpiece behind me for a change. My goodness, this jumper is very neon. I remember I got this jumper around Halloween maybe 3 or 4 years ago in Ilford Mall. I was there for a Halloween event and I bought this in New Look or somewhere like that. It's got slightly sort of bat sleeves too, so obviously that's all the better. As you saw last night, I watched a Sorority Row 2. Sorority Row, no, there's just one Sorority Row, and there's the case. I'd not seen this for a couple of years and I'd actually forgotten what the resolution of the plot was, so that was good. I mean, I enjoyed seeing it all over again. It's a movie with a lot of good parts for female actors. Yes, sorry, I ran out of space there. It is a movie with lots of good roles for female actors, and it also features one of the ladies who was in The Hills, that reality TV series about Hollywood. So it was nice to see her getting an opportunity. Yeah, it was really good. So my Halloween watching is going on apace. Maybe now we should go and do the next door on the Halloween countdown calendar and see what we got today. Okay, so here we go, friends. We're back at it again. I will open up I've partly opened up number 5 just to be save trouble. And there is, oh, there is nothing. Let's try number 6. Let's try number 6. Okay, number 6 has got something, so I will pull it out. Whoops. Okay. It's a sort of Scream ghosty face. I know this character is well known in horror movies, but I actually I've never seen the movie that it was about. Again, it's nothing to do with The Nightmare Before Christmas. I feel that the design of this countdown calendar is such that I think sometimes the counters from other days slip down into the box of another day. That's a very bad way of explaining it. So some of the windows are proving to be empty because I think the thing that was in them has slid down into the next cavity. So, I mean, if you were doing this because you have children, and probably that's why you would be doing it, that could be a bit disappointing. Just maybe have some extra things on hand in case your child opens up a window and they don't get anything. Yeah, it's worth trying. These things are always worth trying. And I will keep going, and I will see if we do indeed get any of the figurines that they sort of promised on the advertisement. That will be interesting to see that. Okay. Hello friends, well here is my new autumn tablecloth that I sort of was a bit sniffy about the other week. It's actually quite nice. I've got my my oil burner going, which is very cozy, and I really should have orange candlesticks in here, but I'm just using up the cream ones first. And then I've got this rather odd sort of jug or vase. I once found this outside someone's house in North London in a box of stuff they were getting rid of, and I thought it would be good for sort of for Halloween spooky season, but it's got such a narrow lip. It can only have a few flowers, and when I put those in yesterday I just thought they looked somewhat ridiculous, but actually they're okay. It's a bit spooky looking, and of course it was free of charge, which is probably the price I can afford. So okay, little table update there. Hi friends, well this is absolutely nothing to do with Halloween, but this is my bathroom. I'm very lucky. It's potentially a beautiful bathroom, but it's a bit cluttered up with stuff at the moment, and these rather ugly plastic drawers are holding a lot of things which I need to find room for. I recently unpacked some boxes which contained a number of toiletries which I didn't ever remember having. Yeah, there's the got a little kind of chiffonier dresser in here, but I need to set it up better. I also got something to organize the under the sink here. Yes, it's a rather strange console table here. It took me ages to measure up and to find something that would actually fit under the sink, and it even had a bit that you could remove so that you could get the U-bend in the way. So yeah, that's good. And I even have these little trays to go underneath there, but I don't yet have anything in them. But I know it seems a very foolish, it seems trivial, but that kind of thing, it has just taken forever, and it's just so nice to be in control of my stuff again. Well, semi-control. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, I don't know why I'm dithering around here. Okay, I'm happy with this. Hello friends, well it's time to Grandma Shark up my leaves again. Let's turn around. The leaves, you know, many of them are actually very pretty, but the trouble is that when it rains and it goes into a big slush, I don't want to ruin the effects of having my patio jet washed immediately. So I'm a bit sad to draw up some of the leaves, ironically, but I think I will just keep a bit on top of them because, well, for the reasons I've just said, and then I will show you the reasons I bought that wire yesterday. Hi again friends, it's a bit later. My Grandma Shark is not working. I think it's all choked up with leaves, so I'll turn the camera around. I have basically just swept up lots of leaves with my broom that I already had. So I've tidied up my fairy shed a bit. Let's go there. Yes, here's the fairy shed. I might come in here later on for a cup of tea. But yeah, that's really been in a mess for ages. So that's good. Little improvements. It's I just have to try and remember this shed was all kind of mouldy and horrible when I moved in here, and now it's quite pleasant. So hooray. Okay, I think while I wait for my lunch to get ready, I'm going to put into operation my wire and why I went and bought the wire. Okay. Have a sort of Halloween windsocky thing. Okay. Yeah, that's good. And then over here, I have a little ghosty in the tree. And that's all I have. In my old garden, these two things used to look quite, they looked visually impactful because it was a small garden. But here, you know, they're not really making much of an impression, but I think that's going to do for this year, probably, unless I saw something very, very inexpensive and effective for sale somewhere. I think this is my Halloween garden decor, but you know what? It's looking a lot better than nothing. Okay, cool. Hello friends, well, I'm back in my fairy shed for the first time in what seems like really ages. I think it was high summer when I was back in here. But when we started putting up the fence and then cutting back all that ivy, well, admittedly the carpenter did most of the work. I just helped with taking things to the front of the house. This shed just got all cluttered up with tools and rubbish and stuff. And now I've just got it straightened up again, tidy again, as you saw. And I'm finally in here again, having a cup of tea. What a relief. It's a simple little cookie. On my last video, I had a lovely comment from a friend who said, when you feel you've not done enough, just think of what this house was like when you moved in and you did your first videos. And that's true. And I must say, there's a big move forward, but I still am every day faced with legions of things that I have not done. But I mean, even this time last week, the notion of putting up those Halloween kind of garden things would have seemed quite remote because I didn't actually know where they were. But I'm now, you know how sometimes there's like a sort of tipping point and then you gather momentum and then more and more stuff starts to get finished because you've reached a certain level. I think that's probably kind of like where I am. Well, sorry, I keep running out of space on my phone. I think now I'm going to pull a fairy card because I've not done that for ages. And I see the last one that we had was play. And that is also what was in my angel card inside in the kitchen. So I'll put back play and I'll just shuffle another one. If you're new to my channel, I like to pull these cards called Fairy Dust. They're very sweet. They're all very positive cards and they're just a bit of fun. Okay, shuffle, 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 shuffle. Let's pull this one. Okay, it says flowers. Flowers will brighten up your space and create a fairy-friendly place. Well, one second. I have got some chrysanthemums in my front entrance hall, and then there's a few on the table in my dining room. And I must say I have found them to be incredibly long-lasting. I've heard about this before about chrysanthemums, that they do last a long time, and that's why people take them to the graveyard for their beloved graves. Sorry. And I must say, even having 1 or 2 fresh flowers in the house does make a big difference to me. So maybe I should just, when those chrysanthemums are gone, I should get a few more in. I have found my pressed flower jars have been really lovely. So I don't know. Yeah, flowers are definitely gifts from God. Well, friends, I don't have anything very profound to say here. When I look out of the window of this shed, which the windows need a clean, it is a much different vista. I would love to get the garden returfed, or at least half of it, but I think that's going to be beyond my budget this year. It's okay. I don't know if I'm strong enough to returf the garden myself. I mean, probably I could if I had to, but I think maybe that's something I'll try and save up for. So anyway, I think after this I may go on a walk and try and gather some autumn leaves for another project I want to do, or maybe not. We'll see. Okay. In case you're interested in seeing the card, flowers will brighten up your space. I mean, I am brightening up my space all the time. I'm trying to make it better, clear things away and make some order. Oh, by the way, here is my one of those blind box little, that was the fire fairy, and then there's the moonlight elf there in the back. They're quite sweet. I really don't think I'll be buying blind boxes again. Mind you, I sometimes say things, but I mean, I have no space for them. I really don't. I mean, the fairy shed's pretty full already, so I don't really have space there either. Let's look down here. I do have some little kind of fairy pumpkin houses. My mother thought these were just so ugly, but I think they're quite cute. Here's my critters from the garden that I found. Oops, sorry. Yeah, these are my critters that were in this garden. I may bring the pumpkin houses in to do a tea party or something. We'll see. Okay, leaving the fairy shed in a minute. Hello friends, well I think I'm probably going to wrap up this video here. I hope this vlog, I've done more than I did in the last one. Yeah, I think when I look at the start of the video, the lighting isn't very good. I was just trying something different. I'm learning all the time. Tonight I'm going to be watching The Haunting of Borden House. I believe it's also sometimes called An American Haunting, and it stars Donna Spangler, and it's one of my favourite horror movies. So I will start off my next vlog explaining to you why I love the Haunting of Borden House so much. And so I will see you. I hope you have a lovely week, and I will see you next time.